Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. By the video title, you know what this video is about. We're discussing, of course, some NFL news, NFL updates. I know a mock draft first round and second round yesterday. It was a 20-minute video, you know, I tried to go through at least some of the picks, all the picks, not too much into detail on every pick, but try to at least give a few amount of detail in some of those picks and stuff, so the video was a little long. Next time I do it, it's gonna be first, second, and third rounds. So that might be a 30-minute video, so be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be a very long one. I might not do it next week, probably do the week after next, which will be a few weeks, a week maybe before the draft. So the draft is in 3 weeks, so that's gonna be very good. I'm definitely be live streaming the draft. I'm gonna live stream tomorrow too as well, probably most likely. So be on the lookout for that too, discussing more stuff as well. But yeah, it's gonna be very cool to see what happens with the Steelers, my Steelers draft, you know, our Steelers draft, to see what's your team draft as well, like that. Because I want to see who will go first. With the Titans go quarterback with Cam Ward, where Shedeur Sanders gonna go? Is the Browns gonna take Shedeur Sanders, or the Giants gonna take him? I see what happens, you know, everybody. You know, Ashton Genty would be a top 5 pick, or something like that. We never know. I think we're gonna see some cool things happen in the draft like that. Bill Carter and all those guys, Mason Graham and stuff, and see where those players go, what team they go to, and like to help them, their team get better and to fit for them too. So I'm very pumped up and excited to see what happens in the draft. But let's dive into some NFL news, of course. As you guys know, we did see, of course, Tyreek Hill and Brandon Ayuk, more trade rumors, just like last year. Trade rumors for Tyreek Hill been circulating around ever since the playoff game, where Tyreek Hill said that he has to go evaluate some things, of course, about the Dolphins and some things to maybe think about fully, because he said that after that loss that happened, of course, the Dolphins missed the playoffs. Because they lost to the Jets. They lost to somebody. They missed the playoffs though, and he was like, I gotta evaluate some things and stuff. And they said that Tyreek Hill wasn't asking for a trade, didn't want to be anywhere else but Miami. And then now you see more things that saying Tyreek Hill wouldn't mind a trade. And then you see him tweeting. And he'll make it better either, doing the tweeting stuff and all the subliminals and everything and stuff. I feel like if Tyreek Hill did get traded, I'll maybe go back to Kansas City. He should never left probably, but going to Kansas City, you know, with team up with Mahomes and them, that they probably take him back. They probably wouldn't mind like taking him back. They got young guys there too, but they're like, hey, Tyreek Hill is still very good at that, at the level he plays at. Texans definitely wouldn't mind either having a guy like that. There's a lot of teams that probably wouldn't mind bringing Tyreek Hill in. So Packers would be another team too, bring a veteran receiver like that over, who's still in the midst of his prime with those other guys too. With the Romeo Dobbs and the Christian Watsons and stuff, they wouldn't mind either. So I feel like there's a lot of teams that would definitely be in on it, but the trade for Tyreek Hill, but as if he actually want to get traded. And Brandon Ayuk, it was a trade rumor that going around and said he could possibly get traded before they have to pay him that I think guarantee some money they got to pay him before it kicks in. They could possibly trade him as well. So after the injury that happened and stuff, he possibly be somewhere else. Tried to trade him last year. The Steelers tried to trade for him, but the 49ers asking price was very high, and the things that was happening, and he ended up resigning with the 49ers, but then he tore his ACL. Right, the ACL Achilles or something like that. He tore something. I think it was ACL or Achilles, one of them. And he tore that, I think, in week 4 or 5 or 6, something like that, around that range, and missed most of the season, of course. And early on in the season, he wasn't really playing as good. He had a lot of drops and things that was happening. So you could possibly see him somewhere else too. I don't know exactly what team would take him. Fully, probably some teams that definitely suited. Maybe the Raiders. The Raiders definitely need some receivers to add. So you might see that happening or something. Maybe Tyreek Hill to the Raiders. You never know. But those guys' names are circulating around in trade rumors, so we'll have to see what happens. Also, we did see, of course, some draft prospects as well. Shedeur Sanders and stuff. Stock still rising. Cam Ward looking to be the first pick of the draft, like I mentioned earlier in this video. We did see Torrey McMillan, one of the top receivers in the draft. I don't know if he's the best receiver in the draft, but he's definitely top 2, 3 receiver in the draft. I like him. I like Emeka Ibuka, Luther Burden as well. Those some good players right there. And let's see who else. I like Trey Harris too a lot too. He might not be a first round pick, but I think he's gonna be very dominating in this league. Right, they're gonna be very dominant. He's gonna be going out there dominating a lot of people and stuff. Because you look at Trey Harris being 6'5", he played very physical too. He gonna be nice from Ole Miss. I like him a lot too. So there's some receivers in the draft that's very good. But I think Torrey McMillan gonna be a first round pick. Now I know they had a debate. I think I'm watching Nightcap. It was Shannon and Ocho. They was talking about T-Mac, how he was saying that he don't watch film, you know, individually. You never put that stuff out there like that. You never put anything that's gonna hurt your draft stock out there. Now you might not think it's a big thing for you like that, but the coaches and the GM, they be valuing everything. They be like, well, he don't show up on time. He don't do this. He don't do that. He don't do that. He don't like to eat healthy. He don't like to work out. They're gonna take all that into account when they draft you and ask all those questions. Be a lot of random things they ask you. A lot of things they ask you with your off-field stuff, everything too. So you never want to put anything that's bad, anything that's negative. You never put that out there ever like that before you get drafted. You know, so he probably learned more about that. But he definitely going probably top 10 still. Top 10, top maybe top. I have him top. I think I have him 20 like that, around that range. If he did fall in the draft, I had him going like number 12. I had him going to the Cowboys my last mock draft, so he could possibly be around that range. The top 10 and 15, maybe 20, depending on what teams do early on. If the Patriots was a team I had him at first, they was gonna get him. But now since they got Stephon Diggs, Jalen Pope, they can go somewhere else. They can probably get Travis Hunter or somebody, add to the defense, and maybe draft a receiver second round or third round. If they want to overload a receiver, they probably could get him, but we'll see what happens though. But Adam going to the Cowboys at 12, they had a big target out there. He's a big target, but he kind of played more of a finesse game. Quickness and stuff he has, of course, at that 6'5" frame, but he's still a very good player, playmaker right there. So having a guy like that on your team would be very good. I also seen the tush push. They said that the tush push could be definitely not getting banned. Which I don't really care if it's banned or not. I think, you know, the Eagles is a good team that does it the best like that. A lot of teams use it. Of course, we've seen the Ravens use it with Mark Andrews, the tight end. He come in and get it, direct snap at the middle. We've seen a lot of different teams utilize that, implement that tush push type of style a few times, of course, as well. The Eagles do a good job at, you know, perfecting it like that. Of course, it's a little dangerous thing because they like pushing the power, kind of like rugby a little bit. I feel like the only thing I would say, if you're gonna allow, of course, them to do that push and stuff, you gotta allow, of course, people to be able to pull guys in the end zone as well. Like kind of have both ways. You can push a guy over the line, but you can't pull to help him over the line. Like it's basically the same thing, kind of in a sense. But they might have to open that up a little bit. But really, it's like some teams have stopped it before. You know, you have a good front. Like we've seen some teams before stop it before for them like that. You have a good front up there, and you get the right leverage and stuff. You can stop it. It does cause people to get injured a little bit, like a power like that too as well, with some of the leverage and stuff. But I don't really mind like that. You know, QB sneak is similar to that in the sense they push and steal. The lineman always be pushing like that. But I guess they say people says injury, it's hard to injure because like you got people behind you pushing the person in and lunging and kind of creating more force. But I'm like, it's football, so things gonna happen, injuries gonna happen, of course. But I don't really care if the tush push stays or goes or not. It don't really matter like that. You know, on the Eagles have done a good job in perfecting it. I know other teams, like, they might not have to use tush push. Like, the Ravens use it with Mark Andrews occasionally, but we got Lamar Jackson. He's fast enough to get to the edge. He ain't got to really go through the middle. And then same thing for Josh Allen. He's big enough to go over the top like that, 6'5", 6'6". So sometimes some teams do it differently and stuff. So we'll see the tush push if it stays around. Or the Packers was a team, I think, that brought it up. They probably because they got utilized against them in the playoffs. And a few times last year when they played the Eagles, say like, hey, we can go and get this rule done. Plus the Eagles won a Super Bowl, so they might be a little bit more targeted for that. But we'll see what happens. But they did implement a new system, of course, with the technology. They said they're going to add the first down technology with Sony. We'll be able to track first downs, which they should have been done. Like, you put chips in the football to track this velocity. Like, he threw the ball 66 yards at velocity. You might as well just add in the chip where they're able to track the first down marker with the power line, so you know exactly where the ball is spotted and stuff. You might as well do that. You're already doing it at first. So now they actually implementing that, which is better. The referees doing their eye test and trying to mark it. We've seen bad spots many times for the referees. So that should be way better to see more accurate stuff. And the game is getting better and better and better. But yeah, we'll see what happens. All the rules they keep adding and things that keep changing and stuff. We'll keep you guys updated on a lot of NFL news. Have some more stuff tomorrow. Of course, dive into some more NFL draft stuff, the prospects and stuff. Dive into some sleeper picks in the draft. I'm dead tomorrow on the stream. Some more sleeper picks like in the draft. Like guys you might find in the 4th round, 5th round, 6th round, maybe 7th round. You never know like that. Ty Felton is one of the guys I think he's from Tennessee. He's very fast. He's like a 4.29 or 4.3, something crazy. And he's 6'3", 6'4-ish, around that range. And you look at his thing, he averages like what, 18, 19 yards per catch. He's very fast. He's a speedster. He's a streaky guy. I feel like in the right team get him, they can definitely see him being a big time threat to anybody like that out there. He's like a track guy, but with the height as well. It's like having Usain Bolt on your team like that or something. So he's gonna be very nice. Ty Felton is a sleeper pick for sure. I'm gonna discuss more about him and more about some other guys too as well later on my stream tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Maybe in the daytime, maybe like 3 or 4 o'clock or something. But I'll see you guys when I see you. And yeah, that's all I have. I'm gonna go to the movie theaters and watch that movie I haven't seen yet. I forgot about it. It was that Stephen King one. It's the monkey movie. I'm gonna watch that. I think it's some type of like paranormal thing or something. I'm gonna watch that. And I might go watch The Working Man too. I missed it on Friday, but I might you watch both at the same time. Maybe watch it the same day like that. So yeah, I have to see. But peace out.